People, deluded. It's a quick video. I'm not gonna be here long. You lot know whenever I say that what typically happens. But you know, Arsenal, we're trying to make a lot of changes. We're honest football fans, so we don't need to talk about things we don't know in terms of finances and changes in the backroom. But in terms of what's been made public to Arsenal, whether you look at Ornstein or any of the other popular Arsenal Twitter accounts, we've been trying to bring in a technical director and also revamp the scouting structure and bring people, promote people into place in light of Mislintat's departure. And obviously we failed to get Monchi, with obviously him returning home to Seville for a better project. He actually relayed everything we already knew, in that Arsenal obviously wanted him. We had the desire to get him, but obviously he spoke with his heart, and we don't know what tipped the balance for Seville. I know he'll say he spoke with his heart and wanted to return home. Maybe Seville were going to give him more of a hands-on say. Maybe he was going to have more of a position of power or influence at Seville. Maybe he just felt more comfortable, familiar within that sort of structure, because Arsenal, he would just be one of the many centerpieces. It hasn't happened. We're still trying to fix it. But if you remember last autumn, we were linked with two former Barcelona employees in sporting director Roberto Fernández, and I'm going to call this guy Andoni because I can't say that last name. It's in the bio. But I can only speak for myself as an Arsenal fan watching Barcelona. These are two names you consistently saw when it came to transfers. In regards to Fernandez, I do think he was at the club at a time where recruitment was there were some good signings like Umtiti, Neymar and stuff like that. But there were some bookie signings. Again, I'm not going to put it down to him because I don't really know, but I'm sure he was in charge at the time when, I've got it here, obviously credit to him, they signed Coutinho and Dembele, but I'm sure he signed Delafeu when he returned. They went for Dijené, didn't work out. Andre Gomez, which didn't work out. Silerson, who's a decent keeper. Paco, Alcantara. I don't think he was in charge of Vidal or Arda Turan, but some of these names are not sounding promising, people, and I don't think that's just down to him. I think that's the recruitment they were kind of on at the time. It didn't make much sense. But he's currently working as a TV analyst. He's 56 years of age. He's obviously very experienced. He's influential in signing Neymar and a lot of these signings. He's a football man first. Looking at his background, he's a former player. So we should be looking to bring him in my opinion. He's 56, so he's still got a long time to go. Raul Sanllehi served with both. We'll get on to Andoni, but he served with both men before at Barca, so he knows. I want to assume he knows their way of thinking. He knows what makes them tick. He knows what makes them like to work. They've shared a similar outlook and sort of ethos or culture previously at Barca, so that could obviously, if everyone's got different opinions but they're of the same cloth, it kind of makes it easier for us. Working at Barcelona is highly stressful and highly intensive, so he can't lack knowledge, he can't lack football knowledge. He has to be a skilled negotiator. He has to be sourced at dotting the I's and crossing the T's and improving the club in whatever state deemed that he needs to. He was 3 years technical secretary, and I'm not sure if he was at Barcelona before that, but probably someone we need to be looking to bring in, to be fair. Like I said, Sanllehi's worked with both before, so he gets them and he can probably vouch for them positively or even negatively if they don't come in. Then you've got Andoni, currently working as sporting director in Marseille. Someone for the similar reason, someone we should be looking to bring in. He's worked at Barcelona before, highly skilled within his field of work, experienced, the key word as well. That experience, and possibly because of gaining experience at Barcelona, the contacts within his phone, the sort of scouts he has access to, the information to players he has access to, you can't doubt anything, any sort of information, any sort of contacts we could possibly leverage to make us better commercially, on a sporting front, or wherever. It will help us. Obviously, they're two Spaniards as well, similar to Unai Emery, similar to Sanllehi. It's not about the skin colour or the country or any of that sort of nonsense, but if they're countrymen, they kind of get how each other work, similar ethos, and they make it easier, and that Spanish sort of influence sort of thing. He's, like I said, he's currently sporting director at Marseille, or he's currently working at Marseille, so you might have to give them a compensation package if you was to take him away from there. I'm not sure if his contract's running out or how it's sort of patterned in that regards, but surely these are two men that Arsenal have got to be looking at, on the basis that last autumn we saw them linked with us. We're actually seeing them linked with us again this week. Ultimately, I want the most innovative, most competent individuals within the role. So if these are the two men, we should bring in, then we should. Again, I'm not going to sit and act like I know them all, because I care about football more than I care about the individuals sitting up in the boardroom. I know they make the decisions and stuff, but I never grew up aspiring to be them, and they're not the sort of people I necessarily look up to. I look up to the Henrys and the people, the Neymars, the Ronaldinhos, the Messis, the people that were playing. But yeah, man, if he's got it, like I said, they've worked at Barcelona. You don't last a year at Barcelona, let alone 3 in Robert's case if you're not good at your job. He's worked in Barcelona, the scrutiny, the pressure, the fast-paced environment. Obviously, Arsenal's the same, but Barcelona's a different sort of level of politics. So if he can thrive there, he can definitely thrive at Arsenal. And we know we need to get these sort of things right. So if we can bring these sort of men into positions and get the right scouts, and then obviously work on the same page for sourcing things with Unai Emery, then let's do it. Because if we're honest, Unai Emery, he's a head coach. He just has to use what he's been given on the playing front. He's probably just going to suggest a bunch of targets, and then they're going to have to go out and get them or bring alternatives for him. If we can bring the more skilled individuals that are able to do that, it makes it 10 times easier for us. These are 2 men we should look at, man. They're at the right ages for me. They've got the right level of experience. They've worked with Sanllehi before. Yeah, man, especially if they've got South American contacts as well, so we can, or other markets where we can utilise. For instance, Andoni's currently working at Marseille. Guarantee their scouting structure or scouting operations or just way they like to do things is completely different from Arsenal and Barcelona and any other club if he has worked anywhere else. So if he can take all of these little components and make a little cocktail and bring that level of expertise together with his possible contact book, which also we could utilise for things like advice on contracts. If he can bring them sort of things to the table, then we're laughing. Because you want the most experienced, the most innovative, the most competent, better yet, individuals within these sort of positions at Arsenal or at any other club if you don't support us. But I've got nothing more to add on this front, so I'm going to keep it moving. People, Deluded, thank you for watching.